Right, it's solved. Thank you. Okay, let us begin.
Namaskaram.
Saraswati Namastabhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhe Bhavatu Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum Hari Om Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. Yes, again, I request all the new participants who have joined, just please turn on the video feeds. It's easier to interact. Yes, can someone recollect anything that we saw last week? So we found the link and move ahead. Anybody?
Choosing of Shreyas over Prayas.
Okay,
What is
yes,
right?
we saw that point. Actually, yes, something about that. Arjuna wanted to know what is Shreyas. Over that, we just discussed a bit about Shreyas and Prayas.
Yeah.
In the Gita, where are we right now? What has happened? If somebody can recollect. Yes, anyone?
Detached action is required, not inaction.
Yeah, not inaction. As Arjuna was thinking, hey, Krishna, you don't confuse me. Tell me what is my right way. If you're talking a lot about spirituality, why are you making me take part in this gory battle? That is where Krishna talks about it. And we come across some nice verses of the Gita, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Or as my Guru Damleji always used to say, perfection in works is only spirituality. Even Sri Aurobindo's words are the same. What is spirituality? Well, perfection in what you do, what you talk, what you, even from how you sit, how you walk, everything. So that is excellence. Detached, detachment, and yet striving for excellence. That is the real way of yoga. That is what we saw. Anything else? Anybody?
Karma Yoga. He talked about Karma Yoga principle. What is the practical Karma Yoga?
Yeah,
Mukta
practical.
and Sangha. Free
Yes,
and attached.
Mukta Sangha, isn't it? So he says this detachment is a freedom. It is a freedom. I think there's no possession, isn't it? Only in attachment
Yeah.
there's a possession. Say, imagine a relationship. It is absolute freedom. You also are free, isn't it? With your friend. Imagine if you have to report to your friend every 15 minutes. Hey, I'm your best friend. You better report where you are going. What are you doing? Why didn't you not tell me what starter you had? What will happen to your state of the mind? You will become very disturbed, isn't it? Because that is not friendship. That's an attachment which is now moving towards a different direction. That is what we call possession. And that is not real friendship, is absolute freedom, isn't it? As a friend, will you allow your friend to be friend with somebody else? Yes, because you don't have you cannot decide, isn't it, for anybody. If your friend decides you are not your friend, again, that is if you're a true friend, you say, okay, all right, I accept it. But that freedom comes only when you are detached, and that freedom is required in everything. Kalaji is saying something. Yes, please.
It becomes a vexation to one's spirit to have such friends, frankly.
Oh yeah, toxic, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes,
And so
yes.
much so, you also begin your first two lines is, where were you? Like I had, oh, thank God, only one in all my lifetime. And then he said, oh, I just had tea with the queen and again. Like when you begin to become a little nasty and
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
yeah.
So this is a freedom. What people say, detachment is not coldness. It is not having. It's not making you indifferent. It's not making you having no emotions for everybody. We are human beings. If we say I am not going to have any emotion, that also is an emotional reaction only, because we as humans will have emotions, but detachment will allow us to not get carried away by the emotions. So that is one thing Krishna is saying. Practice this. Another thing, while doing actions, when you are doing any action, do that action as a yajna. Can someone just highlight on that point and we'll move ahead? What is this yajna? Action as a yajna, doing an action. Yeah.
Surrender whatever you're doing. Surrender it to the higher power and do. So that
Yes,
there is
this
no,
excellent. Yeah, please.
so that,
Yes.
yeah, when
Surrender
you
to
do it with
high power.
surrender, whatever karma that you're doing, without
Okay.
thinking of the result, and you
Without
just enjoy
thinking.
what you're doing.
So if I'm drawing a picture, can I surrender
Yeah.
what do I surrender? My ownership, isn't it? I
Yes,
try to
I am
be
drawing that
best
kind of
true.
thing.
Yes. Yes, yes. I have to try to be. I am only going to become the paintbrush for that idea which is going to flow through me. I'm not going to take outcome if I which color is let the flow which is coming inside of me decide. And that flow is not going to be individual, not going to be egoistic. Because it's not egoistic, it's not going to be worried about what is the outcome. And that is the true way. And Krishna says that Ashwita is adding something. Yes, please. Yes, Ji.
Yeah, on similar lines, like we have to give the ahuti of our the unconscious part of our nature,
Okay.
so that we can aspire
Said we
for better.
just probably offer everything to the divine in any action. Say it would be, can parenting also be offered to the divine?
Yeah.
Parenting. A parent is scolding, isn't it?
Yes.
It has to be.
Sometimes
It has
Yes.
to
it has
be.
Yes.
to be. Okay, the GG says it has to be. That's not like you're not outsourcing your responsibilities. You're just
Yeah.
ensuring that you are not getting carried away by your own emotions. That is exactly what it is. Offering to the divine. But let us see if Arjuna really is in sync with all of this. Krishna says this is a system, yajna is required, sacrifice is required. Sacrifice means having tyag, letting go. And what do you sacrifice? I have 20 t-shirts. In that, there's one very hopeless t-shirt, the color also, everything. I find it very boring, it's useless. If I give that away, is that a sacrifice?
No.
No. So what is sacrifice? Giving what you love the most, isn't it? What's most, I have only one t-shirt and I really like it, but I see a friend does not have that also, and I feel this person needs it. Though I really like it, I'm going to offer. I may have offered at the age of 20, but when I turn 90, when my teeth have fallen down, I should not say, ah, that day I offered you that t-shirt. Because a lot of people have that. You offer and then you have attachment to your deeds and you try to extract something and it's not a tyag at all. Then you have lost what is the meaning of tyag because you are now expecting something, maybe not monetary. Like people have expectations around, it's not always monetary. Sometimes it's about appreciation also. That's an expectation. Sometimes people, just like a control, people want power. Power. They will say, I don't need money, but I need power. These are all different expectations. And again, as humans, just as we have emotions, we will also have expectations, which are a part of a kind of a program that is ingrained into our system. The Gita is teaching us to probably undo that programming that is there subconsciously inside of us. And one of the biggest this programming is of Prakriti only is that expectation. Krishna says, free that. Do that as a yajna and you will progress in life. That's the simplest message that Krishna has given. And then he says, this is the way Krishna Brahma has created Srishti's creation is created in such a way that every living being can prosper through the act of sacrifice because the creation itself was an act of sacrifice. All powerful, immortal, has created a mortal world. Perfect God has created an imperfect world. What is this? It is a sacrifice only. And in this sacrifice, there are the typal beings, there are the devatas and the manav. Gods can be offered prayers. The gods will receive the strength from the humans, and in turn they will bless the humans. And this way both can evolve. That is the system that Krishna is talking about. So with this, we will see, and also whatever you get from the divine must be offered as to all the different, the shares have to be distributed properly, not take for yourself like a glutton. That person who's just taking for oneself is like a both beggar and a thief also. Beggar because begging, give me this, and after getting it, that person is not distributing it. So that is important. There is a goddess in the Rig Veda. Her name, she has given, anybody knows her name? Her name is very interesting, and her role also is very interesting. It is to distribute the right shares of the yagna to all the devas, to the every even the devas also should receive, the hotar should also receive, the yajamana should also receive the share. That is the duty of that goddess in the Rig Veda. Her name is Dakshina. Muradharji has written Mohini, or I think that is a different. It is Dakshina actually, that goddess. Interestingly, our importer also who found ashram in USA, and so our products she would distribute. Her name was also Dakshina. We would look at her like a Devi only because she's supporting us and ensuring that products that we make go everywhere. But this is the aspect we must remember in life. Whatever we get, let's not hoard. Let us distribute to all the right places. If you do that, you're not going to again accumulate unnecessary karma. It's like extra calories we want to burn. Like that, we want to burn the unnecessary karma bandhanas or the new sanskaras that are created, which hold us back from living a free life. So that's where we stopped. Krishna goes on, the 14th shloka. This is a very beautiful shloka. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha yajnad bhavati parjanyo Yajnaha karma samudbhava. From food, the living being's existence is found, and food is formed when rain falls on the ground, and rain comes from the sacrifice or yajna, and sacrifice originates through the works or karma. I repeat this shloka. From food, the living being's existence is found, and food is formed when rain falls on the ground, and rain comes from sacrifice or yajna, and sacrifice originates through works or karma. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha yajnat bhavati parjanyo yajnaha karma samudbhavaha. What does this shloka remind us of? Anybody? Yes? Neetaji? Yes,
Circle of
please.
life.
Yeah, isn't
And
it? Yes, circle of life. And you were saying something more, Neetaji? No. All right. So yes, this is an ecological niche, isn't it? We must have learned in ecosystem how everything functions, everything is connected to each other. And this is how it is. If you look at it, it's one in a previous one batch, I think 3, 4 years ago, a participant was actually the head of Department of Science and Technology and Pollution. So that individual said, this is a very nice reference which I will be able to use for wherever the talks go on, because this is talking about how it's like water vapor evaporation. Evaporation leads to rain. Rain leads to crops. Crops lead to the crops become the food, and this is the cycle of the world. Food makes everybody thrive. That is true indeed. This is the ecological niche, but there's another beautiful metaphysical aspect to this connection of consciousness. So rain comes from the sacrifice or yajna. So even and how is yajna taking place? Yajna is originating through karma only. So without karma, no yajna can be done. So there's another aspect of yajna. It's not just the ritual action. Even if you look at, that's a beautiful aspect of a lot of our spiritual texts, especially even the Vedic texts also. When you study them, you learn about rituals. You can understand that these are the rituals, these have to be done. But if you understand their inner meanings, excuse me, there's an inner meaning as well. So here another inner meaning of you cannot perform a yajna without doing any karma. Meaning karmas cannot be ignored. Even if you look at what we call Agnihotra yajna also, karma is required, isn't it? Shaucha, first you have to clear the place. You have to make everything, you have to yourself be well pure on the inside also, outside also. Then you have to gather the ahutis. Then you have to sit in a place, concentrate, chant if you are the priest who is chanting the mantras, or if you're somebody else. And in that process, what happens? Your consciousness also changes, isn't it? And you have to do works. Everybody has to do. We cannot escape from the action. Arjuna is trying to search for a shortcut. There is no shortcut. Karma has to be done. And this is the system. Krishna goes on. Karma brahmo bhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagne pratishtitam. Nitya yajna is going on from when?
excuse
From the
me,
beginning. Which? Yes, Bridget, you were saying something.
Can you tell me
Yes,
which sloka you're reading now?
15th one, जी. Shloka number 15, third adhyay. जी. कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षर समुद्भवम् तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्. Karma is born of Brahma or the progenitor, and Brahma of the formless, imperishable creator. Thus, the all pervading Brahma is engaged, and in a state of sacrifice, the universe is arranged. So, karma has come directly from Brahma. Krishna is again saying, what is this Brahman? Well, that is what everybody is trying to realize. What is this consciousness of that Brahman, that origin one? We have heard of Puranic tales of Brahma to be a particular way, but is that the Brahman or what is the tattva of the Brahman? Well, it has to be realized. So, whatever it is, karma has come from the Supreme Divine. And where has the Brahma come? The form of the Brahma has come from the Akshara or the formless, the immutable, the undestroyable. From that existence, the form has come, and the universe is completely arranged in the state of yajna only, right from the Brahma to every little being in every creation. Many insect species are there. Their life cycles, when they get over, they themselves go and either for some butterflies, they just fall into the rivers only. Has anybody heard of that? Or if you look at the plants growing, what happens? It's like some plants have a life which is very short, but then when they die immediately, there another plant starts growing because their seeds have already fallen there. This system is there in the universe. Abhaji wants to add something? Yes, please.
Not about butterfly, but we have heard about the panchi.
Okay,
The
birds.
how they just the birds they how they when they feel that they are towards the end of their life, they will
Yeah.
just go up and up in the sky, and then there they will disintegrate their body.
Yes, yes, yes. In nature, it is like it is as if they don't go to any school or they don't get any training. The when the great lions, what happens to the lions afterwards when they grow old? It's not a very graceful death for the lion, but the lion understands. And quietly, when the lion cannot hunt anymore, slowly it goes and then goes, and many times it's just if disease or anything else takes over, that lion is it goes into the jungle, and that is the last stage. So this aspect is there in the world. Sacrifice, sacrifice only. We are here because of sacrifice of our ancestors, isn't it? Many of us don't even know. We don't know what's do we sometimes we are fortunate we know our ancestors, we know some of the sacrifices. But there are so many sacrifices we are not aware of. Yet we are standing on it. It's like a relay race. Something, a baton is being passed on to us. We do not know, and that is the yajna, and this is a nityam yajna pratishthitam is what Krishna has told. That this is going on. This is going on in the universe. There is this wheel of sacrifice. We are now connecting with each other through an online medium, isn't it? So many scientists have done so much sacrifice for developing this. Many would not know. Sometimes some sacrifices are done, like some scientists devote their entire life to develop a technology which becomes obsolete within months. Can we say that sacrifice was wasted? Can we say that was a waste? No. Why
Yeah,
not?
it will
Why
come back.
not?
It will come back after some time again.
No, their
Somebody
lifetime is gone, Abaji. Their scientist
their
lifetime is gone.
their
Devel-
lifetime has gone. My lifetime has also gone like that. But the technology will be reinvented by someone when
Some
it
evolution takes place, isn't it?
yeah, when
They
it will
brought the
be
next
required.
stage. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that is the thing. That is the thing. In the world, we are standing on sacrifice. We must remember our teachers when we were young, what they did. Some of them would have sacrificed so much, which we do not know. And yet we are the benefactors of this sacrifice. This is how the universe is arranged through this. Yajna is going on, and it's called a Nitya Yajna, an eternal yajna. Whether or not we are conscious of it, it does not matter. It is taking place, is what Krishna says. So you must do sacrifice. But there are so many, like, so what? I don't want to do sacrifice. Let others do sacrifice. What happens then? Next sloka Krishna tells us. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati aghayorindriyaramo mogham partha sajivati. He who follows not this universe's wheel and succumbs to whatsoever his senses feel is base in his pursuit of sensual enjoyment. O Arjuna, such a life is but a wasted predicament. I repeat once more. He who follows not this universe's wheel and succumbs to whatsoever his senses feel is base in his pursuit of sensual enjoyment. O Arjuna, such a life is but a wasted predicament. This is like what happens for somebody who does not sacrifice. Say, what will that person run after then, if not sacrificing? It will be the senses, isn't it? If you don't give up your attachment to the senses, that means you are going to get lost in your senses. And then there are so many desires, and senses can easily be taken for a ride, isn't it? A very famous journalist, he started drinking, and the drinking habit took over so much that his entire, not only his career failed, then his family life broke down, his friendship, everything broke down. Then he lost his career also, and so he didn't have any source of income, and he kept on borrowing to drink, and totally went into a downward spiral. Finally, his maid, he tried to, without paying the maid, he borrowed money from his maid for getting alcohol, and then got kicked out of the house because he has not paid for it. And then on the streets, the entire journey from where to where, over what? Finally, he did realize after he was on the streets that he has done something wrong and he got out of it. Then he decided, Chalo, I'll sacrifice my attachment to the Indriyas. I will stop my addiction to alcohol. And then he started a new journey, and then he is now inspiring people to not do the same mistake that he has done. But such a big portion of life goes away, isn't it? And that is what Krishna is talking about. If you just run after your senses, if you run after your senses, it is a life that is wasted in a wrong direction. Whatever yours, because one more thing is our senses are limited, isn't it? How much can we satisfy our senses? And senses will never be satisfied. It would just take you on you're searching for some happiness, but that happiness is not going to come. Instead of that, let's not pursue it. Let the ananda of life come to us directly. Let us be ready. For that, the simplest thing is not to get carried away by the indriyas. Krishna goes on. Then what can we experience the joy then? That's also one more thing because people say, oh, Adhyatma means what a boring life. And when at 21, I just thought I found my Guru and I decided I will go and live with him. Everybody had a problem. People I met, people I did not meet. And one aunt actually came. I remember she was like talking to my mother in front of me, like I have expired only. She was like, he has taken to spirituality. You should see the face because people feel that if you are sacrificing your attachments means you are sacrificing life only. But that is not the sacrifice of life that is called upon by Krishna. He's just asking us to let go of our own attachments. And yet, then what can be the happiness if not just this happiness from my sensual pleasures? What is the other happiness that I can get? Yes, anyone? Nikalaji, yes, please.
Spirituality is happiness in itself, I feel.
Okay, that's it's an interesting perspective of okay, spirituality is happiness in itself. But then now say I'm just letting go of, I'm not searching for sensual pleasures.
Freedom from
Then what?
attachment.
There are many. Sorry.
Okay, Yashobaji said freedom from attachment.
Freedom from attachment. So that is a great
Means you get
happiness.
peace. You get peace. Is it that peace
Peace.
then brings bliss or happiness? Like Krishna
Yeah.
said, Ashantasya kuta sukham. Mind is not quite where will you get happiness. It's you will only lose it. So you will get peace of mind because you are no more tempted. That's an interesting point. Rekhaji is adding something.
Same thing I was want to say.
Okay, the
Same thing I
same thing.
want to
Yes,
say.
yes, yes. This
And
is what we
I
call
want to,
Atmanand. Yes, Aditi. Yeah,
yeah, I
I'll
was,
then
yeah,
come to Anita ji after Aditi. Yeah.
yeah, we can get happiness from knowledge also.
From
That
knowledge. That's a if we see it's kind of later on when we learn about the gunas, Krishna will we call it a sattvic joy, which comes from learning things, isn't it? When you learn something new, a kind of happiness comes to us. Yes, Anita ji is saying something.
So I was
Yeah,
telling that there is something like a bogey where you want to take in, and
yeah,
that never gives us as much happiness as letting it be, that acceptance part. Like, for example, if I go to a mountain because I
mm,
want to show that I've gone, it will not give me that happiness. Whereas
yeah,
if I've gone just for the sake of me enjoying nature as it is, that may give
yes.
me more
Okay,
happiness than. So that's what
okay.
I feel.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a very nice point. A lot of youngsters go for very nice selfie points and reels to the top of the mountains. But in there also, unlike yogis, they become bhogis there also. And then that quietude does not come. Instead, I think as Anita ji says, so if we become a yogi, probably we will get a different type of what we call ananda, which is beyond. It can come from looking at some just a child's smile also can bring us that. It is an atmananda. Vijay is adding something. Yes, please.
Yeah. Like if we like coffee,
Hmm.
but you enjoy that cup of coffee. But if you don't get that cup of coffee, it is terrible. That is
Yeah,
because you're attached to it. That is not freedom. Like you say, my freedom, I'll take coffee when I want. But if it is not available, you should be okay with it. That
yeah,
is
I'm not attached to it. No, that because in
not
attachment you
attached to it.
lose. I think like
Yeah, then you get a
caffeine
headache,
addiction
your
is
day is
there.
spoiled,
Addiction of
things.
caffeine causes people's mood
Yeah,
also gets lost by that. Again, I'm not in favor
spoiled.
of tea
I
or in supporting coffee. Tea also has that theobromine is there
Means
in tea
attachment
also. So
attachment
whatever
is
it
one
is,
thing.
if it's controlling us, yes.
I I
Means,
So
feel if
means
we change
attachment is one thing like a habit only, no?
yeah, okay, one at a time. Rekha ji is saying, and then I go to Sarita ji. This is a disadvantage
Means
of video feed on.
see,
I can't see who told first. So Rekha ji, yes, please.
means
Yes, ji.
attachment is one thing like a habit only, na? What the previous text was that if
Yeah.
you didn't get the coffee,
Hmm.
that means you should not be attached to that. So that is
Yes.
means habit only, na? Don't make it as a habit.
Right, right, right. So for that, okay. And so, yes, okay, right. I think Rekha ji has rightly said. It was who else was adding? It was
I
Sarita ji,
I
isn't it?
I,
Yes, ma'am.
I feel expect not, worry not. If you change your attitude in life,
Yeah.
means that you should not expect from everyone. I mean, you find happiness in small things also. So
Yes, yes.
that is my point of view.
Absolutely. That is what we call a different type of happiness, which is beyond the senses. It is not a pleasure. It is something which is beyond that. There's a nice Sanskrit word called ananda.
Joy
And
of being.
ananda is something which is something, it's like in the Veda, there's a trinity. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Truth, as Sri Aurobindo calls it, Sachidananda. Truth, consciousness, bliss. This trinity is very essential. So we are able to go closer to it and it keeps on, expanding. It becomes unending. That is why it's like that does not stop. Then that is not requiring anything in the world. A person who is having an empty pocket can also feel it. A person who's having a full pocket also can feel Ananda. It does not depend on anything else. And that is something which is possible only when you sacrifice your personal, sensual enjoyments. You have to seek something which is higher than. Yes. Somebody was saying something? No, all right. यस्त्वा आत्मरातिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः Atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. But he who revels in the delight of the self and lives joyously contented within the self, such an illuminated, awakened person very joyfully exists, as his need for work to be done no longer persists. Such a person is so free. He says, I don't care whether you give me criticism or you give me praise. Nothing can take a person for a ride. This person is Atma Trupta, reveling in the bliss of the self. He has nothing. It is like he's joyous. He is extremely blissful with whatever is there. And that element person's life is also full of such joys. And regarding works, he's not having that obsession of doing things. Even if he does nothing, it's going to make no difference to his state of bliss. That is the state he has reached. We'll just see because that makes a person sometimes there is a worry, isn't it? If I'm very trupta, atma trupta, and I'm not going to do any work, what's going to be my motivation? How will I work? What is going to be my motivation? If I'm blissful already, I will say no problem. Nothing is there to be worried about. So that we have to be careful and let us see what Krishna talks about it. But one thing is there that there is a contentment, and this contentment is going to make that person free, not only free, free of worries, also blissful in life. नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थो न कृते नेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः. Such a great one has nothing to be gained, neither in performing actions nor in inaction. Nothing exists thus in all of existence that can bind him with dependence. There is a great joy in being free of any kind of dependency. That is what comes to this person. I repeat the verse again. Such a great one has nothing to be gained, neither in performing actions nor in inaction. Nothing exists in all of existence that can bind him with dependence. Um, yes, so one of the beautiful aspects is when you are actually free of any dependency, then you really feel free, isn't it? Many youngsters, they decide to outsource their ability to cook food. Then that becomes a big liability in life. Yes or no? Many must have experienced that. Under some kind of compulsion, then person is forced to. Because that's a dependency. It is whether or not you do it or you don't do it. You should be capable of doing it. It is not that you don't have that skill at all. One of the first things my Guruji had told that whoever youngster wants to learn, that was when he, like it was nearly, I think 2011. First, that was the first principle. Whatever age, if the person is retired also or is not, is just learning or youngster also. The principle was everybody must cook. If you don't know to cook, you're not going to go ahead in sadhana. That was the simplest thing. The reason is then you are free. You are free. That is like how a yogi is. जैसे रमता जोगी और बहता पानी कोई रोक नहीं सकता. It is like that. The yogi in that lay of ananda cannot be stopped. Nobody in the world should be having that power to stop the person. That is why all of them try. All the spiritual seekers also they try to become more and more independent because then they are able to invest their consciousness in things which can raise their consciousness further rather than lower it. And dependency is one thing which is not needed. If we are dependent, let us understand one thing. I need to learn to become self-reliant also. Of course, in today's world, we are consciously connected with so many people and so many lives that dependency cannot be eliminated. Yet, independence is something we should have in our life as well. We should be able to. That is one important principle because this person has nothing to be gained, nothing to be lost, whether I do action or I don't do action. Nobody can say, I'll give you a recommendation letter. Now dance to this music. That is what happens everywhere. Somebody says you want to be awarded this, so immediate, but you do like this. Somebody says, I'll give you promotion. I'm going to give you your name for that particular position in the job. Immediately, that individual just does. We may not have done any Sashtang Dandavat in front of a Aradhya also, but that will be done in front of the boss with the intention that that promotion will come. But that's another dependency. That's another binding. And what happens when you have such kind of dependency? You don't become stronger, you become weaker and weaker. That is why it has to be eliminated, and that is how a yogi is. He's a great one because it is not easy to become independent. But it is best. That is why sadhana is needed. Through sadhana, a person evolves. That person has evolved to that point. Krishna goes on further. He says, Tasmad asaktaha sadatam karyam karma samachara asakto yacharan karma paramapnoti purusha. I repeat again, that is why Krishna is advising our Arjuna. Tasmad asaktaha satatam karyam karma samachara asakto yacharan karma paramapnoti purusha. So, perennially perform all your actions. Detachedly fulfill the duties that life sanctions. For when man in detached action engages with his karma, he transcends the highest stages. This is the beautiful way. This is the way of transcending to go to the highest stage. How do we go to that stage of the yogis? Sometimes we feel we are far away, isn't it? When we look at stories of people who have already achieved things, or sometimes even contemporary saints, all of them, we say, oh, Bhagwan, they were aliens. They are not like us, they were different. I can never reach there. The path is simple. The ladder is the same for everybody. It is through karma, and that is detached karma. So Krishna says, perennially perform all your actions. Detachedly fulfill the duties that life sanctions. For when man in detached action engages with his karma, he transcends the highest stages. So this is the rule. Perennially perform. Mood acha hai, mood kharab hai. It doesn't matter. We have to do our action. It is perennially. It has to be done at all times. Detachedly fulfill the duties that life sanctions. Meaning, who is sanctioning duties in our life? Life itself, isn't it? We plan to do something in our life in this particular manner, and then people say, no, life happens. Jaji is saying something. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I like your analogy of the ladder. So, can I take it to mean that you can start off being detached with certain actions and then progress over time? Because
Yes, yes,
getting
yes.
to the
It is
top of the
going to go
ladder at
like
one
that.
leap seems to be a
No,
bit,
it's not possible. Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, sir. It is not possible at all. And a friend of mine got a very bad duty. That was because of diagnosis she got in the hospital. It was like suddenly acute myeloid leukemia. It was like suddenly some big, huge rock has only fallen on her head only. She's like, that diagnosis only was destroying her. And it was very difficult. Two people very close to me got that diagnosis, and both I had the opportunity of seeing them deal with it. It was very difficult. But so what if it is difficult, isn't it? Even if the path is difficult, we have to work on our life's path, isn't it? Can we choose it? Even if we don't have that choice, life keeps throwing things at us, isn't it? We try things, we try to make things go in a particular way, in a right direction, according to us. And suddenly the equation changes. And this has been happening from childhood. If you look at it, your best friend suddenly will become your not so best friend. The person who is not your friend comes into your life. Some other thing happens, something else happens. Now you feel life is going to be quiet and peaceful, and suddenly from somewhere another out of syllabus question of life comes. Every time it keeps happening. So this is life. It is going to keep throwing things at you. Sometimes it will throw punches. Sometimes it will throw some nice, even roses at you. Whatever it is a duty, favorable or unfavorable. Detachedly perform the duties. Both cases of I was fortunate, both those friends went very ahead, went ahead in life, right from a point where Survival was a big question mark. To now, they are not surviving, they are thriving. Both of them in different directions, but big transformation took place. One of them actually told, I'm thankful to God for my cancer. I was so surprised because I'd seen from so close the side effects of chemotherapy and everything. And when I even asked, how is it possible? She said, because of this, what I learned, what I did, how I grew. She was this was a friend of mine, Dora. She got diagnosed with cancer and she started making quilling sets, earrings, and everything inside of the cancer ward. And friends came, we took photographs, made a page, and then that was when those pages were followed well. Nowadays, it's all different. But whatever she earned, that she gave it to the children in that ward. Whatever was earned from it, she brought balloons and other things for other children in the same ward. Look at that. And she was the girl who was afraid of needles. A single injection would make her run away. But life threw a duty at her, and then she did it because there was no other option, and yet she took it very well, and she came out of it. And that is how we can say she became a hero. Her name was written in a book story. I had the opportunity of writing about her in an article where I would keep writing about spiritual people or some people who have accomplished. The editor said you can really write about her. She is one of the everyday heroes which we can all look up to. What other transformation is possible? Because of what? Again, it is the duties of life. We have to do it. You can't escape from it. It's very easy to give up. Each of them did feel at sometimes kids, all right, I don't want my parents to spend, or another person said, I don't think it's worth it. Should I fight the good fight? No. Krishna says here, detachedly perform whatever duty. So our Arjuna has got a horrible duty. Fight against own guru, fight against Pitama. And nothing good is going to come out in such a battle is what he has understood. And yet he decides to go ahead. Because karma will allow us to transcend. Then Krishna gives us examples because it's easier when we have examples. Otherwise, we feel, how do we understand? First example, this is beautiful because of all the people that Krishna knows. He has chosen, he could have chosen Vyasa. Later on, there's a chapter called Vibhuti Darshana where Krishna says, my representatives, my emanations, you can find me in these beings. Yet he chooses this name, which is so very relevant for us. That is why they say Gita teaches us we can be a monk in the Ferrari also if we have to. We don't have to leave everything. Let us see this example. Krishna says, Karmanaiva hi sansiddhim asthita janakadayaha lokasangrahameva pi sampashyan kartum arhasi. King Janaka and the rest attained perfection only through their works and liberated action. Detached actions for the sake of the world are best. This is said to be the true yogic way by the wisest. This is, I think, a participant had asked a question. Many times, I think whoever asked the question in the second adhyaya, they are not there in this shloka. So I think that participant is not there. I hope he figures out. But what is the motivation when you give up your desires? How can you motivate yourself to perform exemplarily? This is the example. Look at Raja Janaka and the word Lokasangraha. Lokasangraha is a beautiful Sanskrit word. Means betterment for betterment of the world. Bettering the world, is there a limit to making the world a better place? No, isn't it? We can all always, and that is a great motivation also, isn't it? If you are aspiring to make the world better place, you are never going to run out of projects. You are never going to run out of inspiration. And it will keep, it is a endless drive also. It is a drive, it's a mission which can take a person ahead in life. And that was the motivation of even the great Raja Janaka. So Krishna is saying Raja Janaka and the others like him, these were what they call Jeevanmuktas. Jeevanmuktas are like they are living in the world, they are performing actions, yet they are not getting caught in traps of the samsara or what we call karma bandhanas. No new karma bandhanas, no new sanskaras created. They are free. They are just like moving, wading through life in a free manner. That is an example of Raja Janaka. Raja Janaka had everything he needed, isn't it? Everything a man would aspire to have. And so much wealth, he had all of it. Was he attached to his wealth? Absolutely not. And because he was like that, he could utilize it perfectly for the betterment of the world. Janaka's kingdom was is even now is a beautiful example for people to understand how a person can take care of every person under their shelter or under their support. It is like this zero, no partiality, no attachments, no personal drives, no. Many times, what happens? Many politicians give very good speeches, isn't it? That they are going to do this, they are going to do that for the sake of the world. And what happens? Their world is their family. They say that late next line, or it is in there within brackets. It is not like that here. Lokasangraha. Loka means this entire world. Samasta Loka is our kshetra, our field, and we have to aspire to work for its betterment. This is the yogic way. This is the way of yoga, is what Krishna is talking about. Liberated actions for the sake of the world. A person who is a doctor treating patients can perform Lokasangraha, isn't it? Same way in a petrol bunk, somebody is just filling gas into a vehicle. Petrol is being put into a vehicle. Can that become Lokasangraha? Yes, if done consciously, isn't it? Let that individual become conscious with what? There's a universal consciousness. You connect with it. You become one with it. Who knows? That person would save another person. Sometimes a moment makes a big difference on the road, isn't it? So align with that higher consciousness, perform Loka Sangra. It does not matter, and we don't need to care where it's, how is it going to come back to us. Just keep doing, keep motivating. You will not realize how far ahead you have gone. That is the principle, Krishna says. Then comes the question, why me? Why should I do it? Most times when people are working in, say, in a setup where there are multiple teamwork is going on. I do the hard work, everybody pushes it onto me only. Nobody else does it. Why should I do it? That's a big question. Again, Krishna is telling that here. Next sloka. Yad yad acharati shrestha tat tad deve taro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadunu vartate. Whatever actions the best amongst men perform, the other men seek to imitate. Whatever standard he sets as the norm, that the world tries to follow and emulate. This is the way, this is the psychology of all the people. Children can easily, they'll immediately latch on, isn't it? Whoever is good, immediately, I want to be like this. I want to be like this bhaiya, or I want to be like this didi. Immediately, a child will come and tell to the parents. Why? Because that is the simple human psychology. Here, Krishna says, you become the best in your kshetra. It does not matter how big your kshetra is. But where you are, you become the standard, you become the Shrestha, you become the Pramana. Whatever action the best amongst men perform, the other men seek to imitate. Whatever standard he sets as the norm, that the world tries to follow and emulate. This is how transformation takes place. It doesn't start just like that. It has to, one person must take up the responsibility. It's not an easy thing. It's a difficult thing sometimes. It is actually, many people say it's a thankless job. But I don't think we are living for thank yous also, isn't it? We are looking to make a difference. Whatever time we've got on earth, we have to try to make a better, we have to make this place better. If that is our motivation, then we become the standard irrespective of what it is. Many times one person keeps performing well, and then he sets a standard, and then everybody has to then rise. Many organizations have, you know, organization is about a team, not an individual, but so many individuals have lifted organizations. They have raised the standards, raised the bar so much that everybody has now automatically it becomes the example, and it is universal. This is a principle which is a universal principle. And that's what Krishna is talking about. He gives the example of Janaka. Next, he gives another example in the next shloka. This is interesting. He gives his own example. He says, Arjuna, become like Janaka. Then he says, Arjuna, become like me. What a tall, demand. But if Arjuna is getting this option of becoming like Krishna, what about all of us? Do you think that option is on the table for us also? Can we not emulate and try to be like Krishna? What happens? Well, we have read Bhagavatam and so many other stories. The Leelas of Krishna are endless. Maybe we will also get a chance to play in some Leelas of life which take place. But this option is there. After Janaka, Krishna says his own example. He says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta evacha karmani. Oh Arjuna, I have no duties to discharge towards the people of all three worlds at large. There is nothing I haven't gained or I seek to gain, and yet I perform my duties come sun or rain. I repeat once more. Arjuna, I have no duties to discharge towards the people of all three worlds at large. There is nothing I haven't gained or seek to gain, and yet I perform my duties come sun or rain. Krishna says, Look at me, Arjuna. And seriously, Krishna is in a very interesting position. The emperor is now a Sarathi. If you see, the one who is most invulnerable is yet in a position of vulnerability, isn't it? His hero is now in depression. He has promised that he will not use Sudarshan Chakra. He has promised that his own Narayani Sena goes on the other side. And yet he is not getting disturbed. He is just holding his ground. And look at difficult times. Did Krishna have it easy? Anybody? Talk about difficult times for humans. Krishna was born in jail only, no? Before birth only, he's got a punishment. What has he done wrong? Yet, how we can face difficulties, that is why Krishna is so worshipped, because we can learn so many things of life's attitude. And that is what he's trying to ask Arjuna to see. See, I have no duties for the sake of the world. All three lokas also. What Trilokya Rajyam you are talking about? He says, I already am the Raja of Trilok according to my understanding. I don't need anything. He has the strength, he has the power, and yet he has also what is the contentment which is not there with everybody. Yet, in spite of all of this, he says, though I have nothing to gain, I have nothing to gain, I have nothing to lose. Yet I perform my duties. I perform my duties every single day. Everybody keeps planning for a post-retirement life, no? Everybody says, I have an imagination. Post-retirement, this I'll be here, I'll be there, or after this working this much, I'll go elsewhere. But a yogi never retires, isn't it? Krishna is in the midst of activities, midst of duties. He could have easily taken a wonderful plan for himself, but no, he is still working. And he says, I don't have duties yet, sun or rain, whatever may be the situation, I perform my duties. My duties I don't forsake. Next shloka. What happens if I don't do my duties? I think everybody will say Krishna didn't do this, so I also can. He is already considered as a pramana, no? So he has an added responsibility as well. He says, Yadi hyaham na varteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha mama vartamanu vartante manushyaha partha sarvashaha. If if I did not meticulously perform my every action and lead by example in every aspect, O Arjuna, all men would follow likewise and ape my path in every respect. So Krishna says, if I did not perform perfectly, if even one action I did slightly different and lead by example in every aspect, O Arjuna, all men would follow likewise and ape my path in every respect. Can anybody tell me one mistake made by Krishna? So many stories of extreme pressure situations always. With Krishna, it is always that. An extremely crazy situation. We can say every time, like almost catch 22 situation, he finds a way out of it. But any mistake that we can see, can we attribute to Krishna? No, he's perfectly doing it at all times, not letting his guard down even once, despite being such a conscious being. This is because if I did it, if I made a mistake, Yatha Raja, Tatha Praja, isn't it? So all my followers will say, ah, Krishna did like this, so I am going to do like this. Even when Krishna has not done, half of the people are following him in a wrong manner. Imagine if he did one wrong thing, what would happen? So this, he says, is that all men would follow I'll become a wrong example and people would follow. Society will immediately ape everything, whatever I'm doing. And then what will happen? Here is little bit scary side of our beloved Krishna. Nobody knows this other side is also there. We all think it's just for props or some kind of decoration purpose. This is Sudarshan Chakra. Now we see that dangerous aspect of Krishna also. Here he says, Utsi deyurime loka nak guryam karma chedaham sankarasya chakarta syam upahanyam imaha prajaha. For if I were not to follow this path of action, the people shall follow suit and sink to destruction. I would become the perpetuator of pandemonium, and then have to slay them all for the opprobrium. We can say the creator, and also he is the destroyer aspect of the divinity. Krishna is now indicating to Arjuna he is divine, but we do not know if Arjuna is listening or daydreaming or what, because of his emotions, he is not going to register it yet. It will take some more time for for Arjuna to register the divinity of Krishna, though he has given the hint here again in the shloka. He says, if I were not to follow this path of action, if I let go of all actions, all my followers shall. That's why they say, no, if a guru makes a mistake, no, it's very, very difficult because the shishya will immediately. That is why the very difficult that aspect means we should also imagine always that I will try to be the best wherever we are, and because we have to be the example. And Krishna says the same thing here. People shall follow suit and sink to destruction. And then comes the dangerous part. I would become the perpetuator of pandemonium. There'll be chaos in the world everywhere. Everybody is now forgetting dharma. Everybody is going on the path of adharma. Then he says, then you were talking about Sankara, this Sankara, Varna Sankara, all extra, you were quoting worst case scenarios. Well, this situation, if it manifests, then I'll have no option but to destroy this world and start afresh. That's what Krishna is telling. It's like a gardener who's taking care of all the plants and he decides, ki, chalo, I'm going on a vacation for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And suddenly the weeds take over the garden. What can be done then? Can we trim the weeds from the surface? Anybody has experience in gardening? Anyone? Some experience of gardening?
We should uproot the weeds.
Yeah, exactly. Aditi just said it rightly because then if you just trim it, no, the roots become further strong, further difficult to remove, and they are going to take over everything. And then what's going to happen? So, and when you uproot, what's going to happen then? You will be uprooting and some good plants also will come out. That is what happens. That's why Krishna says, no, I'm never going to stop from my duty. I don't want to spread chaos in the world. I am going to follow this principle. Be like me, Arjuna. And before that, he said, be like Janaka also. So this is the beautiful aspect where Krishna is not lowering Arjuna's standard just because he said something nonsense or in a state of emotions. If he is depressed, he's trying to tell Arjuna it's not enough to just be human. If you're human, you're going to be limited by circumstances. You'll have to rise, and Arjuna, there is no limit to how much you can rise. You can rise beyond these emotions. You can rise to be a free muni. You can rise to become a mumukshu, or you can rise to become a Janaka. or you can even rise to become a Krishna, is what Krishna is telling Arjuna. This is a beautiful aspect of we can become divine, as Sri Aurobindo has also talked about, living a life divine. This is possibility. So this is what we see here. So one as nothing less. That is why there is a beautiful aspect of Sanatana Dharma. We are not considered just products of sin. We are considered as seekers of divinity or children of divinity or children of an immortal consciousness or children of a Sanatan consciousness. Amritasya putra vayam. That consciousness is what has to be regained. So I think with this we'll stop today at shloka number 24. Because it's a very high ideal that Krishna speaks, and this ideal is sometimes so contrasting to the world that we see, and it becomes very difficult. How do we reconcile? So we'll have to see how Krishna gives us, he also gives a solution. How to carry an ideal in your heart without letting the world destroy that ideal, yet be motivated. So, how to perform all those things Krishna is going to share definitely. We will look at it. But as of now, this introduction has been given to us. What is our destination? Well, divinity is our destination. We have to reach that point, is what Krishna is telling. With this, we stop. If anybody wishes to ask something, you're welcome, or we can just look at the take home points for us today. Yes, please. Anybody? Any take home points that you feel?
The lastly you said divinity is our destination. So
Yeah, yes, yes. Yeah, it's like we have to realize that there's this beautiful story of that Rajahamsa. The Rajahamsa is how initially the Rajahamsa did not realize it that it is a Rajahamsa. It was just in a small pond with lots of ducks, not understanding why am I different? What was wrong? Why am I all alone? Why is nobody like me? And suddenly one day the Rajahamsa sees another set of Rajahamsas, and that is where it decides to take flight. So that is one thing. This divinity is our destination. The way we can reach that is through detached action. And one important aspect of motivation was mentioned. What is our motivation? If we are not going to be motivated by good, perks from our work or some kind of promotion or some kind of outer material aspects or some outer outcomes, what is our motivation? Well, Lokasangraha, betterment of the world, and this is possible anywhere, anytime. It is just the will is required. So this is a great endless. Say I'm just in my own home. I'm looking outside in my garden. So I can't clean up the entire world. It's okay. Let me start cleaning up my garden. Let me start. It'll still make the world a better place if I can just start from here. And slowly, slowly, as I keep moving ahead, transformation takes place. So that was one more point. Anybody else? Yes, yes, see. Yeah, Kalaji? Yes, please.
Do our duties unwaveringly, irrespective of how we feel or what's happening around us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is true, irrespective of what's happening around us or how we feel. Sometimes we get overwhelmed. It's not, it happens in everybody's lives, I would say. Sometimes the circumstances come as like they just change everything. Our entire world becomes upside down. But even in those moments, we should not get disconnected from what's right. What's right. Our duty. Yes. Somebody else is adding. If not,
Namaste, Aarti here. I had a
I'm sorry,
question.
ma'am. I didn't hear your name.
Aarti?
Aarti ji. Okay,
Aarti,
namaste.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's quite easy to say that. I mean, I actually had a question. It's quite easy to say that not. I mean, for us not to get disturbed with the outside world and what's going on. But how do we ourselves get the internal peace without our disturbing our sleep, for example, or disturbing our inner core of things?
Okay,
How do we?
fine.
How do we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, Aarti ji. So, a very valid question there. It's like I can just say certain circumstances took place in my own life last year, where my entire world became upside down. I was not understanding what's supposed to be What have I done? What should I have done? All such questions were coming into me, and I was not able to find light. I was searching for it, and the moments were so adverse. But in those moments also, I know something. We have what we call Sat Asat Viveka Buddhi, isn't it? We know what our duty is for that moment. It's like I may not be getting, I might be failing. It's all right, but I shouldn't stop trying, isn't it, Artiji? Doing what is right, and we have to keep doing it. Keep doing it. Just keep on going. That's all we can do in our hands. And if we can learn the art of detachment, it becomes joyous also. You can find little joys even in your difficult moments. It's
Are
very
there
much possible.
any are there any methods to help us try
Yeah.
to, like, what are they?
Yes. No, that will come later on in the Gita actually. Krishna is going to share. He's just now introducing us to this concept. And one thing is you just focus on Lokasangraha, betterment of the world and detachment. If as of now he has given us 2 points. Let me
Hmm.
get detached from this particular situation. Pull yourself out of that equation and just keep doing what is right. Whatever you can do to the best of your abilities. Sometimes
Okay.
you get confused whether you're doing right or wrong.
Hmm.
I remember at that time, even I was told by some elderly person that I'm doing the biggest sin by connecting the Varga only. And that person's value, he was like a pramana for me. So when that was also said, I was again confused. What is going on? So what should I do? But I said, I don't know what to do. This is something I can do according to my understanding. Let me try doing it. And then later on, clarity comes to us. Clarity comes on to us. But karma is required. Karma gives us the strength. Keep doing what is right. Keep doing what is right. Slowly, the force within us also increases over time.
So I
Let us see.
found,
Yes.
uh,
Yes. Ji.
yeah, I found some words very interesting and
Okay. Ji.
to contemplate on, like Atma Trupta and Lok
Yes.
Sangraha, Jeevanmukta, and
Yeah.
Pramana. So these
Yeah.
words actually kind of stayed with
Yes.
me.
Ji.
And yes.
So wonderful. These are all words which we can draw. We can become the pramana, isn't it? If I don't find anybody who is an example, it's all right. I'll be one example. Let it be. I don't care. Anybody is not. I know. Understand what is right. Let me do my best, or let me be self bliss in a state of atma trupti. It's like it's very nice if we can just turn ourselves towards that direction. Again, Lokasangraha. Still, I'm doing best. You might be doing such a very small act. Like maybe I'm just pulling out little bit, say, trash from some place. I'm just lifting it, putting it elsewhere. But it's okay. Somebody say, what difference will it make in the universe? Everybody's unconscious. It's just going to go downward and downward. What is this small action going to do? It's all right. It's still one action which I can do. But that is the kartavya karma has to be done. Karma has to be done. And we will see how we can become that. So, Artiji, that is we'll have to see. Krishna will tell us right from how to make our mind strong through dhyana or meditation. Krishna offers some techniques. Unbelievably, in the battlefield, he is going to teach Arjuna meditation techniques also.
Sure.
So we'll
Thank you
look at
so
it. Yes, ji.
much.
Yes. Shweta ji is saying something. Yes, please.
So, there are duties which are personal. Then
Hmm.
there is, Swadharma. So, like, and Lokasangraha, if you think. So, if you just say duties, then there are duties which are like, uh, like societal duties, and there is something that is like your Swadharma. So, duties would be what? Well, you have to like discern it with respect to Lokasangraha.
We will, yeah, this is interesting. Some concepts have been introduced about Swadharma also. One is first Krishna is telling stand up for Dharma. Then what is my Dharma? What is my Swadharma? The duty towards myself, duty towards my society. Then there's in the 18th chapter, there's going to be one more trump card, a different Dharma, which is beyond all the Dharmas he has introduced in 17 chapters, which takes precedence. But now, if we understand say a doctor's duty is to treat, isn't it, Shwetaji? Patient. The dharma is one.
No,
What is
but
the
he would
compounder's? No, let me complete one moment, Shwetaji. The doctor's duty is to treat the patient. What is the nurse's duty?
assist help.
Same thing, isn't it? To work for
Mm.
the betterment of the patient. Same is with the technician. Same is with the compounder also. Same is with the registration clerk also. If they all align with that Lokasangraha principle, they are not going to clash. And once a clash happened in Pondicherry in a hospital only, I will not name the hospital. A doctor got slapped by a technician. Now, the question of Sadharma came in. Doctors got insulted. Not only Doctor Association of Doctors has got insulted. How dare a technician slaps a doctor? So the entire group has come. Technician has a point of view. He says this doctor was treating me like filth. He spoke to me in such a rude manner, so I slapped. And technicians group is now having another set of dharmas. So there's a standoff going on between technicians and doctors, and in that fight of each holding on to their dharmas, the highest dharma got lost, patient's treatment. And it was an impasse actually. A strike was going on and nothing, no solution. Finally, wise as elders, experienced ones from both sides came forward and said, "See, this cannot continue forever. We all are one in this aspect. Let us establish that oneness. Let us find our middle point. That is, this is wrong, no matter what. But still, nobody should take physical harm, cause physical harm to anybody, whatever may be the position. So whether or not the doctor has told something wrong, technician should not have slept. For that, the technician should apologize. Technician also agreed, I will apologize for that action. Doctor apologized for speaking rudely. I'm sorry, I was in this rush. I should not have talked this way. That was a loss there. And things went ahead. So that middle point has to be found actually, Shwetaji.
But yeah, my actually confusion is about if you say, take the example of a doctor. So the doctor has some duties, that is his professional duties. But the same doctor is also a father, he's also a son. So there are duties which he wouldn't be able to do because he's a doctor and he has to do prioritize those duties. So then
Yes.
dharma or duties become like as per the roles. Then how do you decide what duty is more important?
See, doctor may be accused by the son or the daughter of the doctor saying that you were
Am
absentee parent, you are not present. But if the doctor suddenly becomes like Arjuna and says, "Oh, my dear son is saying this," he feels I am not around for him and leaves the patient and comes home because he is now concerned with the perspective of the son. Then it is going to get lost. He cannot, even if he has to become a bad, if he gets a bad name or if somebody says something, also he has to not forget that duty. Because again, that duty is connected with the duty of the world. It takes precedence. But when it sometimes it becomes confusing, So we will just see
precedence?
later on. But actually, both my parents were doctors and they were not at home most of the time. And I don't know, good or bad thing it was. Sometimes we
No,
felt
but
good,
you
sometimes
get
we
what I'm
didn't.
saying, no? But
Yes, yeah, I understood that. But
yeah, but
I'm glad
yeah,
I'm
because
today in
it's very
hindsight, maybe when I
confusing.
was young, I was a little bit disappointed ki why I'm not getting time. Why am I not getting a chance to spend more time with them? But if you, in hindsight, now that I'm an adult, I can see that was a really good thing. I did not get pampered. I did not. They did their duties and they set an example. They became an example for me. Though I did not walk on exactly their path, the principles, what they stood by, that became an example.
Mhm.
Temporarily, I may have not been happy with it at all.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
our connection,
So
because each
detachment
individual,
and
because
Lokasangraha.
yes, ji? Sorry.
No, so detachment and Lokasangraha, right?
Yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
internet
Detached
connection is
actions
bad
for the
actually.
sake of the world.
So,
Yeah, yeah. We must do it. We must do it, irrespective of the
okay.
consequence.
Okay.
Yes, yes. All right. So I think with this we conclude with
Thank
the Shanti mantra. Yes, please. And also, if any, if the time does not permit in the session to answer some questions, and you do have questions, you have my email ID, which is shared in the group, sushrutayurveda@gmail.com. You can send it there whenever possible. I'll just try to respond to the same. Hari Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् हरि ओम तत्सत् कृष्ण वन्दे जगत् हरि ओम पुनर्मिलामः, we see you tomorrow. नमस्ते जी.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jason.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Namaskar.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank